Welcome into the Players Club, presented by Pepsi. The Players Club is presented by Pepsi, the official soft drink of the Washington Commanders. And in part by Johnson Kendall Johnson, the official insurance broker and risk management partner of the Washington Commanders, where our passion is your protection. Now for your hosts, London Fletcher, Santana Moss, and Sean Spring.
Welcome to another edition of the Players Club. First and foremost, happy holidays to you all. I'm London Fletcher. Got my man Santana Moss, 8 to the 9.
Yes, sir.
Sean Springs, a.k.a. Bluefoot, a.k.a. Blue in the building. Fellas, man, it's the holiday season.
Lot to be thankful for, man.
Lot to be thankful. Tanner, we know you love this. Santa Claus. This your season. This your holiday season. You always love this. What are some of your favorite holiday memories?
What I think, I'm big on family. I'm big on family, but I've been a giver all my life. It's crazy. We were just sitting there talking about not having, right? And then when you finally get a chance to have, that's what you want to do. You want to pour into others that, because you remember that moment of, damn, I wish I could have this, or dang, I wish my old girl can afford this. You remember the moments, and it was valuable lessons learned at those times and those ages. And so now to be able to afford the things that we can, man, I'm big on just giving. So I think some of my most memorable moments is just being with, whether it was here in Virginia or down in Miami when we all was in one house. Everybody kind of like come around and you just do something with the family, whether it's the holidays or not, but mostly around the holidays. And I think my most fondest memory of the holidays in Virginia is just getting ready for a game, but knowing your family up there to watch that game and you got to go work. But it's Christmas season, you know what I mean? Yeah. They up there having a good time. They on vacation. They enjoying your gifts that you're giving them. But you like, I got to go out here and make this money all over again.
Yeah, you're stressed. Let me ask you this, and Blue, you can share your memories as well. Any favorite traditions also? So memories or traditions?
Okay.
For me, I remember just going to, that was the time I could go, because I stayed with my mom during the school year. Then I would go to Dallas with my dad. During the holidays. So that was my time. I get to go to the locker room, man. The Cowboys is playing. So for me, it was just being around the family. But more so, that was the first time, not back in the day, everybody could bring their kids to practice and stuff like that. So it was a good chance to spend time with the family. I think for me, man, now as I get older, man, as my kids start to get older and get out of the house, I just like having them around, man. Having them around, because once you turn teenagers, hanging out with your dad ain't cool. You know what I mean? But that's the time we all get to come back around and be thankful seeing my mom and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, I love the holidays, man. Love Christmas. Christmas, obviously, being a kid, getting the presents, and every year I got a train track. Train
same kind. You get the same track or different?
Nah, different trains. And also a race car track.
Was it the ones where you can add to the one previous?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You can add to.
And don't mess around. You lose a piece of your. Why do you always lose a piece of your
curve,
track, man?
You lose a curve.
Right, exactly.
It was a curve.
It's the curve. Yeah, man. You can shorten it if it's just a longer piece. Right. But you lose that curve, man. That's
crucial.
That's crucial, man. So that was always a special time for me. Getting that in. We would. So I lived with my mom, and then my father, he stayed on the other side of town. We would go on Christmas, always go to my grandmother's house.
It was you and who? You and your brother, sister? Who was it?
Me and one of my sisters.
Okay.
Yeah, we go over there and just spending time over there. Great family atmosphere. They playing bid whiz and being in the basement, listening to them tell their stories and and hearing some lies being told.
A lot of lies, man. Hold on, but thinking about you just brought up the race car, electric football, man.
Oh.
Anybody had electric football?
I had
we know y'all
year.
did. Y'all showing your age.
That's messed up.
That's messed up, man. Come on, electric football been around since. It's still around. For all the fans out there, man, tell us about your electric football experience,
I came ready to take Tecmo. I was.
Yeah, I had video games too, Tan. You ain't know electric football. You put a penny on it and a curve, make your dude curve.
Man, but
it costs a little too much for me.
Tanner, you mentioned being a giver, this holiday season, one thing about this time is giving. You got a foundation, man. This opportunity, take time to kind of talk about that and what you're doing, how people can help out, and you know, any foundation you want to be involved with, Blue, or involved with, or just opportunities to give.
You know, one of the things mainly that I was, when I was coming up, it was something to be a part of my community. You know, and when I say community, I'm just talking about my neighborhood. It wasn't a community where there was like people helping each other, nothing like that. It was just somewhere I lived. And I think I took it personal when I saw how the family structure that I had at home, having a mom and a dad, you know, in my household, how much different it was for me compared to my friends, you know, or people who I associated with, played at the park with. I could just see the difference. I could just see it was no foundation at certain times. Like I used to be looking at guys, I'm like, man, he out here at what time? And then he leaving at, you know, it's dark, the lights on, and they still out there dribbling the basketball. I'm like, well, damn, he ain't got nobody telling him to come home. So you kind of start, you know, early developing that thought, like, man, what's going on at their house?
Right.
And then you start seeing it. The older you get, the more you see, like, now he's doing something totally different from what we was doing when we was younger. And then you realize, like, man, I'm fortunate to have what I have. So early out the gate, man, before I even got out of college, I was already, my brain was turning like, man, I want to get a foundation and I want to be able to give to them kind of dudes. Not even just giving them something far as tangible, but it is tangible, but it's not something that they probably can say, oh, I got this gift, something that I can give them. You know what I mean? Whether it's love, whether it's a lesson, whether it's just a shoulder or some, or
at least giving them the thought that somebody's thinking about them and caring about them.
And so I just wanted to be that kind of support system for a lot of the people in the inner cities. Not just mine, just period. Because I knew the many trips I took to play football or run track, I saw the same kind of people growing up and being a part of these families or not having families. And so that's mainly what I sought out to do. And then, you know, when you come from what we come from and then have the success that we have, people start pouring into what you're doing because they're eager to be able to say, okay, I never thought to do that on my own, so let me do it, you know, through you and reach out. And that's something that I do now. Like, you know, everybody, you hear a foundation say, well, this foundation, you know, is for, you know, some kind of disease or this person or that person, or we give back to this children's hospital, or we give back to this United Way. Me, and particularly, man, everything I do is going right back out into the community, into those neighborhoods, into those schools, into the people that I touch personally, that I'm able to go hear those stories like I don't have.
That's where you started. Because you started your foundation in high school, right?
Well, I started in college.
Right?
I started in college.
89. What's the foundation?
So my foundation name is 89 Ways to Give. If you ever want to look into what we doing and some of the things that we doing, like far as events wise, we have a golf tournament. I just told you guys, I need y'all guys to show up for me if y'all can. April 18th. We already had a date set, so you could go on that 89ways2give.org to get all the information for that, knowing how to sign up.
Can they donate on there?
They can donate on there as well. You can do all type of stuff on there. But that's particularly what I wanted to do. I just wanted to be able to be that crutch for the ones who don't have. And I think we've been doing good so far, man. You know, I started it way when I was, leaving college, and it was just Santana Moss Foundation, and then I kind of, transitioned to the 89 Ways to Give, knowing that this area know me as 89, and so I wanted to kind of give it something a little, put a little twist on it.
Shout out.
Yeah, I had a foundation. It was called London's Bridge, man. London's Bridge Foundation, and it's the reason I got into giving back is similar to what you said when you see younger kids being out there. I was that kid. Had a lot of stuff going on at home. Man, I'm out on the basketball court shooting baskets as a way of escape, staying out of trouble, not want to go home or different things taking place. So the fact that you even notice kids that are like that, and sports changed my life. It was a group, a foundation that took me in and helped me get to the point that I'm at, helped me make sure I graduated high school, helped me in college. So once I got into position to give back, I'm like, man, I'm going to start me a foundation. And I did that. I had my foundation, London's Bridge, for about 15 years. And once I retired, I'm not big on fundraising. So I'm funding this. I'm funding this myself. I'm like, man, shoot, these broadcasting checks is different than NFL checks. But I still give to other people's foundations now. Because it's just, like, I look and see what other people are doing. That's just kind of where my heart is, and I still do that.
That's good. I had the Springs for Life Foundation, same thing, all while I was playing. And the only reason I kind of I would say, put mine on pause because I supported my father. You know, he needed that kidney transplant with JDRF. So I became the spokesperson for Juvenile Diabetes Research Fund and supporting all those efforts around that, man. It's like that's crazy that, you know, I don't think we get enough attention as athletes and what you guys have done or what we've done. I've given out millions of dollars in Seattle or just even to Loudoun County for the camps, never taking anything from. But this is a time where, you know, the holidays, I think we realize in the NFL we're fortunate we can look back and say, man, we affect so many communities, man.
Yeah.
We got so that's good, man. So
and then also, I don't know if a lot of fans know this. The Washington Commanders, they have community outreach as well.
Yep.
And fans can go to the community outreach on there and also donate because they do a lot of giving to the
a lot of the community.
Local communities as well, local children, those are in need. So, you know, definitely encourage you to go to Santana's
89 Ways.
89ways.org, correct?
Yeah, 89ways2give.org.
89ways2give.org, or, you know, you go to the Commanders website and there's I want to say community service or community tab that you can click on and give. Or even if you want to do something else, you know, definitely encourage you. This time of year, a lot of people are in need.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, man. Time to change it up.
We're going to switch it up, man. You know what time it is. Drive time. It's time for Drive Time, presented by Eastern Automotive Group. Any car, any way, for everyone. Since 1988. And fellas, this episode of Drive Time, we're going to be talking about some of our prime time games. You know, we have a prime time matchup against the Atlanta Falcons. They kind of flexed us, man. You know, it's crazy because let's talk about the flex first before we get into the prime time games that in our memories of prime time games. I've been a part of teams where we get flexed. And think about that. I'm not sure if you guys was acceptable of it, but I used to hate it.
I love it.
And especially when I knew I got the schedule locked in, I'm playing at 1 o'clock, I got the rest of the day to do what I want to do. Man, we used to get flexed. I used to be like, bro, you just took away everything I had planned. Yeah. But you know when you're getting flexed, especially in particular to what we have going on, it's good to be seen under the lights. It's good to have that kind of prime time, you know, I guess you could say showcase, so you can basically put your talent on notice, put what we're doing as an organization, as a team on notice. And, you know, our guys rose to the challenge last time, and hopefully they do that again. But y'all give me some of y'all, let's go down memory lane of some of y'all primetime moments. Or do y'all remember any of y'all primetime moments?
Blue, you can start it off, man.
Oh, you know, I remember all my prime time moments.
Like he brushed his teeth this morning. It was prime time.
Prime time. It's a big moment.
Prime time performance.
Smooth used to say, one person I know gonna show up on prime time where his peers can see him. It's old Bluefoot.
That's the only time you played.
No, I played all my games.
And what time we played today? Oh, 1 o'clock. Oh yeah, I think my toe hurt.
My calf.
Never,
8 o'clock. Yeah, I'll be there.
When you look at it, like you'll see like 60, 70 straight games, but that's okay. We ain't gonna talk about that. Y'all mistaken playing for practice. No, that's totally different. I play. But thinking about prime time, few things stick out. I mean, we always bring it up. The Monday night in Dallas was big. That was a good prime time. Yeah. But we went on the stretch, Tanner, when we needed to win.
Yeah,
we got flexed. You talk about you didn't like getting flexed. We for about 5 weeks we got flexed.
We was getting flexed
every week. We had a Thursday night game in Chicago. Then we came back. I think Minnesota was like Sunday night game.
Sunday night.
And then the Giants was a Sunday night game. So for me, man, you know, like I said, we talked about it earlier in the year. I love the prime time just because this team is going to have an opportunity for their peers, because everybody's still questioning. It's like people on the West Coast, they's like, I hear about the Redskins. Yeah. I mean the Commanders. I'm excited that this team can flex, but I liked when we play, but I'm excited we old school. Yeah. I'm excited about this. People get to see what we get to see.
Yeah, you know, I don't look down on it so much now. I think as what we do, as far as I'm pretty sure you, London, calling the games, and then, you know, us, me and B mention all us out there, you know, doing the pre and the post game show. The flex does affect us. Trust me, but now we know
y'all got
now we know we leaving at I normally get home and be on my couch at 7 o'clock watching the later game. Now I'm probably getting home at 1 o'clock in the morning or something. But it's all good, man.
Yeah.
It comes with the territory. But I will say, this memory lane down, some of my primetime moments. It's been a few. It's been a few that I can remember right now. I can't trust me. I probably leave this show and then, oh man, I remember this moment, remember that moment. I think the most stand out. I can never not talk about the Monday Night Miracle. I mean, I feel like every time I'm going somewhere, people want to mention that. That was a primetime moment that it was just a regular primetime moment. I didn't get up no more than I got up for any other regular game. Another primetime moment, I believe, that New Year's Day game. For us to, in 2005, you was a part of that, for us to beat Philly in Philly to go to the playoffs. That was big.
That was a big time.
That was big prime
That's
time
the one when Sean picked it up.
And picked it up and dove in the
end zone.
That game, if we want to keep it in prime time, this period, prime time, regardless of if it's a regular season or not, those playoff performances was primetime moments. When you're in the playoffs, every game is a primetime game. So I've had a lot of those in New York, and I had some of those here, as playing with the Jets and playing here. Mm-hmm. But it's moments where, the reason why I try to not talk so up on primetime, because it's supposed to be natural for us to kind of like go out there and do what we do. You know what I mean? I never really got up more or less, I feel like I was always so anal about staying neutral and being in the same mind state that I was in the week before anyway, that half the time I'm forgetting what time we playing. I'm just,
that's true.
It's just the schedule, what we on today. You know what I mean? Whether it's at Sunday night or Sunday at 4, I'm like, it's just the schedule. This is the time I got to get up. This is the time I got to be on that first bus. I got to go get ready. I got to go play. And then before you know it, you done showed out in front of the lights. And before you know it, they're talking about you like, oh, this is the primetime moment. So my mindset was always the same. Mm-hmm. Whether it was a primetime game, whatever happened during that game, it could have been a primetime game.
Hey, that's why you're a good teammate. Yeah. But a good teammate.
I'll say this. Man. I played in a lot of primetime games, 2 Super Bowls.
Super Bowl, I was going to say,
come on. Two Super Bowls, just in case you forgot. Couple NFC Championship games.
2 Super Bowls?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can fact check that.
And I'm just saying, so you played in 2 out of your first 3 years?
2 out of my first 4 years.
2 out of your first 4 years.
Yeah. Yep. So it doesn't get any bigger than the Super Bowl. That's just crazy right there in itself. And with the Super Bowl, it's more the hoopla and everything leading up to it, the pageantry leading up to the game.
Is it crazy?
It's like, it actually can be exhausting.
Really? So after y'all would practice and have something every day?
Every day, man.
Every day.
Your meeting schedule is off. Every day you had media from the opening night media session, and it's even bigger event now, to every day. You know how some people could get little when it was open locker room and not have to talk to reporters during the Super Bowl. No, everybody has to be available, talk Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's just a little bit. I think maybe even Friday they might close it.
They just have like a few people.
But it can be exhausting. But from the regular season standpoint, Monday Night Football, I didn't particularly care for Monday night until it got here.
Wow.
That feels like forever to get there.
Yes, Lord.
You watch all the games on Sunday.
Yeah,
you
that's true.
Sit around the hotel all day Monday. Then you finally play. Sunday night, I was good with Sunday night.
It was a different feel about that game too.
Yeah, because you going to the hotel coming to the stadium right around 4 o'clock. Game still going on. You watch.
That's true.
You warming up watching the jumbotron. Everybody
else playing.
Yeah,
and you know it's about to be a big game. I liked it. So as y'all talk about the 2007 season, what I loved about those primetime flex games was we played in the cold. Mm-hmm. So I it's gonna be running.
You was a no sleeve. You was a no sleeve guy.
Yeah. So we go to the Giants in the Meadowlands. It's cold as well. We about to be hitting out here. Yeah. So I love those type of games. Going to Minnesota that year.
Yeah, I remember Minnesota.
We shut down. That was the year we shut down Adrian
Peterson.
Shut him down. And so I love that part.
That was 07?
Yeah, that was 07.
That was 07, that's right.
I remember I had a big touchdown that game too. Because that's when Todd Collins took us on a run.
Man,
Todd Collins at quarterback.
That was crazy, right?
Every week we were knocking them down. We were in Minnesota, we were Chicago, you name it, we were knocking them down.
Yeah, but to your point though, you're trying to treat all the games the same from a preparation, not get too high, not get too low. Another reason why I didn't like Monday Night Football, because my preparation was so intense. By the time, like, I need the game to hurry up and get here, man. Like, this is exhausting. All this preparation from a mental standpoint. I need this game to hurry up and get here. This is another 24 or more hours of just me with my thoughts about this game.
You wouldn't shut it off, said enough is enough. Because I know oftentimes I would have to just like take a nap, relax. Hey,
Big Fletch couldn't turn it off.
Hey, skill guys, we be tramped up. We gotta relax.
Now you wonder why that boy's around that tunnel like that. Boy, you on that knee.
I'm just ready, man. I need to play.
Him and Enwad on 6 cups of coffee and 3 Red Bulls, man.
I told you, Fletch was too intense for me, boy. I stay out of his way. Hey, what up, boy? I nod my head, keep me moving. I'm gonna leave that dude alone. He ready to run through a wall right now.
But I ain't like them long meetings, man. Talking. I'm tired of talking because you get an extra meeting when you play at night. We talked out, man. We met out. I don't want to meet with y'all no more. So I'm tired of looking. Let's go play football.
So speaking of the whole flex situation and going up against the Atlanta Falcons. You know, it was a special Atlanta Falcons, and we got a quarterback change. We got Michael Penix, right?
Yep.
He's going to be the quarterback. Think about when Atlanta got Michael Vick. Do y'all have any memories of going against Vick in those days when he was with Atlanta?
I did.
Share something with us, man, about remembering Vick in his
I started
days.
off with the Rams, and the Rams and the Falcons used to be in the same division back when I was in St. Louis. So we played them twice a year.
I thought y'all were with us in the NFC West.
No, that didn't happen until after I left St. Louis.
Okay.
So it was Carolina, Atlanta, New Orleans, San Francisco, and St. Louis. That was the NFC West.
Damn,
that's right.
And so y'all
That's
was
right.
So Atlanta was in that?
Yes. That's right. Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
That makes
that was
at all.
That was the NFC West.
Right.
Oh, that's crazy.
So we played Vic twice a year. I mean, the first time we played him, we were at the Dome down in Atlanta. I come on a blitz, and he started to take off, and I turn the corner, and I clip his heel, but I darn near strained my hamstring. I got the sack on it, but I felt a little strain, man. This is the fastest dude on the football field, and he got the ball every single play.
Yeah, every single play.
For me, that was the first time. So we played him in Seattle. We had to go down, and that's when the Mike Vick experience.
Yeah,
that was the first time. I think they had like Sean Jefferson at receiver, and somebody else at receiver. No, that was the first time that I actually matched up on the quarterback.
You was spotting him?
I spotted him on second and third down, like maybe first down, but for the most part, if they spread out a little bit, my job was to just shadow Mike Vick. We had Joey Galloway playing him in practice a little bit as a scout.
Knowing Joey, he probably out there just running around.
And Joey got a different gear in practice because he don't like to run fast until it's game day.
But
so
he is fast, all right. So, but Mike was special with the ball in his hand. Yeah. And the thing about Michael is, you knew he ran 4.1. But it was how quickly it was like a stop and stop. It was instant. It was like Joy. It was just like Joy. It was instant. It'd get up on you, and Mikey was shifty with it. He didn't give you too much, but he'd just give you enough to bop to get you moving a little bit. So Mike was special.
Yeah, I just think about it. Coming out. I was a guy when we played in the Big East. And I told Mike this story the other day. Shout out to Mike. We just heard he got the coaching job, the head
Norfolk
coaching
State,
job at Norfolk State. So shout out to him. But he came here one day to visit Jaden. They had this little thing they did, this picture they took, and they exchanged jerseys. Me, him, and Fred Smoot was in the same draft class. And I remember I was sharing with him. I was like, "Yeah, bro, And he asked me, he said, Tanner, you came out the year after me? I said, Mike, I'm older than you. We came out together. And he said, oh. I said, Mike, we was co-MVPs of the Big East that year in the office of MVPs. He like, man, I don't even know. I forgot all about it. I said, yeah, you had so much going on with the draft and everything, being number 1 overall pick. You probably forgot about that. But that meant the world to me just knowing that, it's crazy because I did something in the Big East back then that hadn't been done before or now after, because now the Big East no longer exists football-wise. But I was the special teams MVP and co-offensive MVP with Mike Vick. And that had never been done by nobody, me having both awards.
Now, you had to put up some crazy numbers because I remember what Vick did.
Yeah, but that's the crazy part about it. I think what they gave it to me for because I did more with less. I had reverses for touchdowns, passing for touchdowns. You know, I was doing stuff as a receiver. You know, for the little bit of touches I had, I was scoring. You know what I mean? And it wowed me too, because I'm like, well, damn. I had 12 touchdowns that year. They was all split up from punt returns, reverses, and passing touchdowns. Yeah. So it was just like one of those things. They were like, man, this guy dominated.
Shout out to the old Big East, man. Yeah. Big East football.
But no, we was laughing about that, and it was just funny to just see him. And he was like, hey, bro, I want to be a part of one of y'all shows. So now that we know, you know, and he's a guy from the Virginia area, so we'll love to have him. Now that he's
gonna get
back in the area.
We're going to bottom, man.
We're going to get you on the Players Club, man. We want to, you know, send a special shout out to you.
Help your recruiting.
Oh, yeah.
Exposure.
Okay, so check this out. So some of the fellas that, you know, that stands out to me, you know, talking about the Atlanta Falcons, and I'm going down memory lane. I'm not talking about none of the guys of today. I just want to go back and some of the guys you guys may have matched up against. At one particular time, Julio Jones was that dude, man. Yeah. Did you ever get a chance to go?
Julio's younger than me, but I admired him from afar, bro. He's one of those guys you see on tape, and he's one of the guys I was like, I would love to match up against him because he's just a freak athlete, big, and I felt like I was drafted for those guys.
What about a guy like Tony Gonzalez that came from?
I came in with Tony. Now.
Yeah. No, I had a couple of matchups with him. Tony's the deal with Tony. Tony about 6'5", long arms. He wasn't fast, but I wasn't worried about him running past me. But I'd be on him, and he just have those long arms, and he boxing you out.
He got some balls. You got some balls on your big flats?
Yeah, but I made him work though. I made him work. So my last season, we played the Falcons in
we did
in Atlanta, 2013.
I had to score that touchdown.
And certain formations, certain personnel groupings, down the distance, red zone area. Like I knew what the route was, knew the coverage. I'm literally talking to Tony before the snap. He's lined up the flex at number 3. We're playing cover 4, but our bastardized cover 4. So I'm carrying it. I'm talking to him. I'm like, I know you about to get this ball. He's like, no, I'm not. I'm about to get it. But I'm locked up on him. He runs his route. And this one I knew it was time to retire. I was like, man, I'm here. I know what the route is, and I still couldn't stop his ass. I said, I'm retired, man. And he caught the ball and scored a touchdown. I'm just like, man, damn, Fletch.
Oh, man. Now I remember you sharing that story a little bit about him still. You feel like he was right there in the ball. He still was able to go up and do it.
Yes.
Speaking of, like, since we talking about primetime memories, and I think this is one of those memories that I don't know we shared enough about. This is a primetime moment, I can say, in our career. Let's go down memory lane, and do y'all remember signing that first NFL contract? You was all world coming out. You was what 4 overall?
Third.
We all got 3 different stories. Yeah. I'm gonna say my last.
So tell me how yours was.
Well, I remember. Here's the crazy thing about when I got drafted to Seattle. That spring, it was weird because the team was up for sale. Mr. Allen was buying it, so the team was practicing in Anaheim. So I for a while, I was in limbo when I was signing my contract. Am I going to be in Seattle, state of Washington, or I'm going to be in the Rams? And he ended up purchasing a team that made blah, 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 and keep the team, which is the Seahawks today, in Seattle. So that was a little interesting moment.
Big difference in state tax, too.
A huge difference in state tax. So that was a big difference. So that was a big moment for me, man. But I remember signing it, man, and, you know, that was it.
It was. I mean, see, like, it's a difference from you because your dad played in the league. So
you might have number 3 overall pick.
I'm like, that wasn't a life-changing moment for you.
How much they give you, man? How much was the contract?
That was small at the time. That was like 7, man. But
$7 million for 5 years.
Yes, I had 5, but I had a clause in my contract.
What year was that? 90 what?
97. Damn. The TV contract changed. Wood and them got crazy money in.
The next year.
But the thing for me, man, it was like when I got drafted. First of all, I thought I should have been a second pick to Oakland. Shout out to my man, rest in peace, Darryl Russell, big USC. But for me, man, it was almost like it was a life-changing moment, but I worked so hard to feel like I needed to get there. I just couldn't wait to play. I just couldn't wait to prove myself. Yeah. And I felt like at Ohio State, with Joey, Eddie, and them, I felt like I saw my boys. I felt like I needed to, hurry up and get there and play. Yeah. I just wanted to prove myself.
Got you. I mean, and London was right. We all had different moments. I think when I think back about mine's, 2001 getting drafted, being a first round pick and a 16 overall pick, it was mind-boggling a little bit because, and only for the simple fact of what my journey was about, what it was like to get there. Bro, I mean, if you tell me after going through the stuff I went through, you know what I mean, individually, that was going to be the outcome, bro, I'd do it all over again. But I still wouldn't have a clue how I was going to do it. See what I'm saying?
Right.
It was tough. It was tough sledding. And to get there, coming in, knowing just 4 years prior, I just barely got through the back door in college to get on the football team. You see what I'm saying? So that was like an accomplishment in itself. I care less about a contract. I care less about what round I got picked in. My goal was I want to play professional football.
That's how I was. I wanted to get to the league.
I want to be a pro. When my dad asked me at 6 years old, whether I was 5 or 6, I know it was around that time, what you gonna be when you grow up? And I said, I'm gonna do that. While he's watching. He's like, yeah, boy, all right. You know what I mean? And from that day on, that's all I ever thought about us. And he couldn't deny it because even my dad used to tell stories to the media when they started talking to your parents about, you know, how was he as a kid? My dad said, well, he told me he wanted to play ball, and I can't say that I didn't believe him. But when you look at how he slept at night, you had to put some kind of, you know, trust in that's what he want to do. I slept with that ball all the time. As a kid, I had pictures of me growing up, football in hand, pamper, football in hand, you know what I mean? Doing something. As I got older, same thing. So getting to the contract part of it, it was life-changing. I think I was more, it's crazy how a lot of us anticipate that moment and that day, but still is so cautious with how we, you know, carry on with it. You know what I mean? Like I was like, okay, I know this is life-changing. I know this is something that I've always said I want to be, and this is what's going to do it. Okay, but I can't, now it's time to go to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, here you go to ink, pen to ink. I mean, ink to paper. Now it's time to go to work. And I was more focused on
going to work.
Going to prove myself on the field. And also at the same time, like it's crazy because, man, we 21. I was 21 years old when I signed that deal. You think I knew anything about $1? You know what I mean? But how to spend it. You see what I'm saying? So it's a scary feeling too, because you like, I know my bank account fat now, but what to do next with it? You know what I'm saying? So if you have the right kind of people in your corner, you all right. But if you don't, which a lot of us don't, you know what I mean? My parents was the only thing that I had in my corner, and they ain't had their hands out, but they couldn't tell me what to go invest in. They couldn't tell me how to put it. My dad like, put that thing in that account right there, you know? And the only thing that I know I got some a little, you know, coaching up on was when I saw the numbers was different after I signed. I'm like, bro, I was supposed to be signing for 5.4. Why this thing looking like 3.2? Oh, but that's the tax. They don't hit it.
You learned about tax.
I'm like, well, damn.
Yeah. Nah, I tell you, man.
Hey, London, you could have went to the NBA too, huh?
I mean, I had game.
But we ain't gonna talk about that. Go ahead, tell us about your signing, bro.
You know, you 3rd overall draft pick, first rounder here, Division III guy, undersized, undrafted. So, yes, I remember my first NFL contract. It's crazy. After the draft, I'm thinking even though I played at Division III school, man, I wrecked shop. I was a man amongst boys. So I'm still thinking I'm getting drafted. I'm thinking, man, I'm getting drafted at least in the 3rd round. That's how the type of work I put in. Watched the draft, didn't get drafted. So Rams called me in the 7th round, like, we might take you. Didn't end up taking me. So now after the draft, they're like, hey, we want you to come here and be a tryout player, whatever. So I go to their camp. When I get there, they like, hey, we want to sign you, you know. So I'm like, all right, you signed me, but y'all need to give me a signing bonus. Even though I'm undrafted, like, you need to give me a signing bonus. And like, nah, we ain't gonna give you no signing bonus. So we going back and forth. Me and the general manager, just he and I in the conference room. I'm like, man, you giving me a signing? We in the conference room with long ass conference table.
Oh my God!
Like, dude, you giving me a signing bonus? Nah. So Charlie like, we just gonna send you back if you don't sign a deal. So I ain't gonna let you punk me, but I ain't stupid either. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna sign this contract, but I'll be back for some more money. So I signed a contract, won Rookie of the Year, held out the next year. Yeah, like, I only signed it 1 year. Yep. Hey, I told you y'all was gonna give me some more money. So I only signed a 1 year deal, but I'm exclusive rights the next year. Hey man, I did a 1 day holdout from a off-season workout. They gave me some more money, gave me that signing bonus, and some other incentives in my car. Like I told you,
gonna one way or another, huh?
yeah, man. But that's my story, man. But it's time to switch it up, man. Set the tone. It's time to set the tone. Brought to you by Johnson Kendall Johnson, the official insurance broker and risk management partner of the Washington Commanders, where our passion is your protection. Set the tone. Obviously, we got the game against the Falcons. A lot of playoff implications in this game.
Yeah.
As we've all been in these type of games, how do you stay focused? Keeping the main thing, not getting too far ahead of ourselves, but being able to focus on, hey, just win this game. Don't let the other stuff come into play, even though we know what's at stake.
Yeah, I think it's only natural. It's natural for us to kind of hear the noise, but it's also natural for you as a competitor to just know that, you know, the biggest game is the game in front of you. And I think you can't accomplish what you're trying to accomplish that week if you're not solely focused on what the job is and what your task is going to be. So, you know, I'm talking to two other guys that played at a high level that understands, man, if you thinking about next week, brother, you're setting yourself up for failure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things I've always told myself, man, I care less how I play this game, but it's all about this game. Whether I played well, whether I didn't play as well as I wanted to, it's all about this game. And that's what you do. You give yourself an opportunity to be solely, you know, concerned about that and making sure that you got your best stuff for that week. Because that's the only thing you're going to be able to do is give yourself a chance for next week. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you think about Raheem's going to have the team ready, right?
Yeah.
Raheem Morris.
Yeah, Raheem Morris, the head coach who was here.
Yeah, I know.
But when you think about the Falcons, man, they got some dogs.
Yeah.
They got some dogs.
Around.
But the thing that was interesting this week to me, fellas, is we know they gave Kirk Cousins all that money in free agency.
Yeah.
The fact that they decided to switch quarterbacks up in a move that's made, the discussion that Raheem had to have with the owner to do that, or what they see in Penix is saying, this kid is ready, he's good enough to play. So, one, when a team make a move like that, I'm thinking about it like, hey, they still trying to win. They're competitive.
That's true, but when you have a rookie, I care less of how good he is, and you in the hunt for the postseason. Is that really you saying that you got a chance to win? Or
I mean, because they might see something.
Or is you just saying like, hey man, right now we might not win, so let's just see what we got in this guy.
I was thinking it's the opposite. I was like, like they probably looking at our rookie because you still have a rookie.
Yeah,
they have a rookie.
It's just but I'm talking about, you know, one of the things that's going good for us is the reps. Jaden has the reps coming out of college, now the reps in the pros. Penny's coming off the bench.
Yeah.
In the most critical time of the year in December football, where you got to win every week to get yourself even talked about going to the postseason. Right now, you're in a favorable situation where maybe you do, maybe you don't. But do you believe he's just that much better than Kirk to get him that?
I think that's exactly what they believe, especially when you look at the way Kirk has played these last 5 games. At one point during that 4-game losing streak, 0 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
Yeah,
they beat the Raiders
last week.
1 touchdown, another interception. So you're talking about 5 games where 1 touchdown, 9 interceptions, and they're looking at Penix in practice, and I'm sure Penix said back in OTAs and mini camps and even training camp.
Yep.
This version of Penix is a lot further ahead, and they're saying, hey,
no, he looked good in the preseason too.
He can sling it.
We need a spark from this offense. This passing game is not good enough for us to make the playoffs. Because they're looking at, hey, our schedule, we got a great opportunity to run the table.
And we got some talent around him. John Robinson,
so
London.
I think it's just like Kurt, whether it's from a physical standpoint, whatever the case may be, they like Penix probably gives us a better option throwing the football. So my point is you can't. They're looking at it like this chance to beat the Commanders. You got to be ready. Oh yeah.
You got to be ready for a team that's going to be well coached and think they
made this move with the mindset of we can make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
With Penix, we can't make the playoffs with Kirk.
That can only be what they've seen of this guy going up against their ones in practice, getting those reps, because that's where you really get to see what you got on your team.
Yeah. That's true.
When the scout team go against the starting offense or defense. And in Penix's case, you know, him going up against that defense, which has been playing pretty good this year, to see him probably get him some fits in practice, that's why they had that. Oh, you know what, man, we sure that we should get this guy a try, you know, get him a shot this year, just so we can see how far along, or we can get him ready for next year. You know what I mean? Like, hey, two things.
It's a win-win.
Yeah,
it's a win-win.
We can get a playoff berth with this guy, or just get him that much more ready for next year, that when he comes back, he already knows.
I don't want to get into Atlanta's free agency, but that's hard to put a man. They owe Kirk a lot, bro. Hold him that back.
Taddy, we both know Raheem Morris well. He was here. I mean, Rod's going to have them guys ready.
Yeah.
You know, great guy. Happy for him. Not root for him on Sunday.
Right.
Sunday
Can't root for him.
Rod, you get your victory that victory next week, but you know, definitely going for the burgundy and gold. The thing about bringing in Penix, and also why they probably feel comfortable about it, their running game.
Bijan
Robinson, Algier.
Yeah, Algier,
they have a running game that can take the pressure off the quarterback, and now you open up play action pass and
big receivers, big physical receivers.
Big physical receivers. How do we stop this offense?
You know, to me, and I think especially when you're just talking about running, you know, when teams come in with a potent running game, you know, one of the things we do is swarm to the ball. That's one of the things I love about what we do defensively. No matter who makes the first, you know, contact of that ball carrier, here goes everybody else. You know what I mean? Right. Like I say, they swarm on you like a tarantula on a caterpillar. I done used that before. That's a phrase I like to use, and it just, you can see it, because when that caterpillar putting them arms all around, I mean, when that tarantula gets a hold of and wrap them up. That's how our defense is. They swarm, and you don't even see that ball carrier no more. But besides that, it's just one of those things. Is, you know, we're susceptible to the run. You know, we've had that problem all year long. And what's crazy about it is when we play against great competition, our defense seems to rise to the challenge. And although we allow them to have a little, you know, something, because you can't really stop them. When somebody's good at what they do, you can't just stop them. We find a way to contain it the best way we know how, and then put them in a situation where they say, okay, now score. We got you. We got our backs against the wall. Score. Show us you can score. So that's one of the things I like what we have going for our offense. I don't really sit there and say that for our defense, I don't sit there and say that we can just stop these guys in their run game, but containing them is going to be everything.
Yeah, no, and then as you mentioned, Sean, they got some weapons, big receivers, some playmakers, nice tight ends. But after the break, we got Dante Fowler joining us.
On the move, he tried to throw it to his own man. He threw it to the other team. Intercepted by Fowler, and he's gonna go. Touchdown, Commanders! Bring in the boom.
This is your ice cold player presented by Pepsi, the official soft drink of the Washington Commanders. Welcome back to the Players Club. As promised, we got Dante Fowler Jr. joining us on the show.
The baller.
Welcome.
Florida boy, we appreciate you joining us, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me.
First season in the burgundy and gold, out there doing your thing. What has it been like for you coming here with Washington?
Man, it's been real cool, you know, just coming here, you know, having a good opportunity to, you know, just go out here and showcase to people what I'm really about and stuff like that. So, man, it's cool. I remember in 2015, like going through the draft, I remember I was either going to go to the Jazz or I was going to go to the Redskins, number 4. When I had came down here and I did a visit, it just went real smooth with those guys and stuff like that. So, man, I thought it was going to happen, but it's crazy how everything, you know, comes back around and stuff like that. So, man, it's definitely cool to just be in this type of situation right now.
Yeah, speaking of opportunity, you know, when we heard that we was getting a guy of your caliber, you know, we all was, you know, pleased to know that, you know, we getting a talented guy. When you got here, it doesn't always pan out how we want it to be. But when you got here, did you know you was going to have a season like you're having right now?
To be honest with you, yes, I did. Just because, you know, the 2 years that I had in Dallas was real cool, just to be able to learn from DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons. We was loaded at defensive end, and we was a special group. So just being able to learn from those guys for 2 years in a row, being coached by AD, he's the defensive coordinator for the Seahawks. I was just ready for this moment. You know, my body was able to get healthy again. I was banged up with the Falcons those past 2 years. So just being able to play that role, coming in on third down, not banging my body a lot, you know, saved me for this moment
good,
right here.
When you're healthy, huh?
Yep, feels real good. So, coming into this season, I felt real healthy, and Coach Chad, the strength coach, definitely putting in the work with him in the off season and in training camp made me feel real confident and real good about myself. So
you got a relationship with DQ, man.
Yep.
You go tell us about that. Obviously, he come to Washington, he was with Dallas, and go way back. Tell us about your relationship with DQ, man.
Man, me and DQ go way back. He recruited me in high school and stuff when he was the defensive coordinator at UF.
Oh, wow.
And, I was a diehard Florida State fan. Like, that's where I was going to go. And then when I met DQ, he got me, bro. He got me. Just a real dude. And, I made that decision for myself that I was going to go and play with him. My pops was mad at me for a while.
Did your pops want you to go to Florida State?
Well, my pops diehard Florida State. My pops used to go to the games when Santana was playing. So I remember those days, man. Wow. But, man, when I met DQ, man, he was just so real. And I just knew he was the coach for me. But he left my freshman year. And it was just crazy because, like, all the things he taught me just in that 1 year, I just used it for those last 2 years. And, it took me to another level. But, he always had my back. He always, stood.
At every stop, right?
Yeah,
so he recruited you at every stop, huh?
He recruited me almost at every stop, man. Like, for sure. That's my guy, man. Stand-up guy that I'm just grateful for to have in my corner, to be honest with you.
Yeah. No doubt.
When you look at this team and so many new free agents and guys, either through the draft or free agency, I think it's over 70% of the roster completely new. DQ, you've been with him in multiple places. Recruited you in Florida, played for him in Atlanta, played for him in Dallas. How has he and how have you guys been able to bring this together so quickly?
Just the culture, his culture is just real. It's no facade in it. You know what I mean? So like, it's just kind of like contagious a little bit when you see real people doing real things and they stand by what they mean and things like that. The brotherhood, the things that we did in the off season, really bonded us and brought us close together, man. So it was real cool just to be able to be in that situation. Say I was one of the first people, to build that up and start this culture right here. It mean a lot to me, and it's definitely contagious, man. I feel like when you play camaraderie football and you just genuinely know that the person that's lined up next to you gonna do his job and you can count on him and depend on him, it's gonna take your play to another level. So he does a great job with that for sure.
Yeah, speaking of that culture, man, most of the guys come in here and they talk a little briefly about, the brotherhood and everything. What are some of the things that your group of guys, we all shared that space in different rooms, different settings with the guys, but what are some of the things that you can remember that you guys did before the season started to get that camaraderie up, to kind of build that bond with each other?
Man, a lot of guys I think it was 100% attendance at OTAs, to be honest with you. So, when you have things like that, I feel like that's already special. Guys that actually want to be here, coming in every day, putting in the work, getting to know each other. In the locker rooms, sometimes in the locker rooms you have the D-line, O-line. It's like a melting pot. Like, I sit next to Tressway, you know what I mean, and Big Nick, and Jeremy Nichols. Those are offensive guys and special teams guys. So it forced you to be able to interact with people, get to know people, bond with people. And, the things that we did before the season, he has these special guys from the military coming. We had to put these big logs, he was doing like the Navy SEALs type of stuff. It was hard, you know what I'm saying? And some guys wanted to break, but we didn't let them. I felt like
that's that brotherhood.
That's brotherhood, and we didn't know them from a can of paint at that time. We just met each other. We haven't been in a month with each other, and we telling them, "No, we're not gonna let you fall, bro. Get up. We got this. If you do, I'm gonna go and hold the other log so this log don't fall. You know what I mean?" And I feel like that really bonded us together. I think the coaching staffs did it as well. So just to imagine like some of the guys on the coaching staff trying to do it is pretty funny. For that, it's that's contagious, man. It takes you to another level.
Man, we watched your plays, and that Carolina play, man. I call you LeBron, man. You hit him with your number 6 had a cross. Yeah, that's 6, man. You hit him with a crossover, man. Running back, you got some skills, man.
Yeah, man.
Talk to me about it. Talk to us about it.
I'm not gonna lie. That's always been my dream. Like growing up, I used to watch offensive guys. So I used to play running back. My dad was a running back growing up, really good. So when we first learned how to play football, we used to just play running back, do running back drills. And I used to watch Reggie Bush, Adrian Peterson, LaShawn McCoy, Sometimes Santana Moss. You know what I mean?
Give a shout out.
Six on
I used
too.
to always be able to have some wiggle and juke people
Yeah.
down where I'm from, down south. We try to juke people, and we got all this type of sauce to us. So we used to play a lot of throw 'em up, bust 'em up.
Yeah.
And,
No back.
We used to take that junk serious, like a real game. And so I always had that type of, that type of swivel in me. It was just, fortunate enough I was able to show that.
Put on display.
So
You had to let them know. Wiggle, baby.
Dante, when it's happening and it's in that moment, what is going through your mind?
Bro, I'm like, I've been waiting for this all my life. So, bro, you gotta get this work, bro. You gotta get this work, bro. I'm finna break you down.
Hey, you sat him down. Hey, man, I hit him with a crossover.
Yeah.
You sat him down.
I was ready for that moment for sure.
Boy, you did him nasty, boy. That was special.
Man, that's great.
That's awesome, man.
Dante, we have all the guests who join us on the show. We asked the guys to sign this football
Yeah,
for
no
us,
problem.
man. If you wouldn't mind blessing us with your autograph on this, man.
Nah, I
This has
appreciate
been
y'all
great,
having
man.
me on
Been
this
fun.
show.
Can't wait to continue to watch you ball out.
Yeah, man.
And that'll do it from the Players Club. We'll see y'all next week, same time.